It's time for the game.
The game.
Michigan, Ohio State.
Man.
And what may be one of the last years that these rivalries matter in the way that they do now.
Man. This is easily, and I said might about 20 minutes ago, but now I've moved over into this is emphatically the biggest Michigan game of my lifetime ever.
I'm going to ask you in a second who this game is more important for, Michigan or Ohio State. But I wanted to tell you, my coworker Keyshawn Johnson sat with Marvin Harrison Jr., and I saw we'll see it. It's going to be part of the Big Noon Kickoff tomorrow on Fox. But I saw a commercial for it. In fact, I helped produce a commercial for it. But either way, Marvin Harrison Jr., apparently in the minute or so we broke out, says he's going to be sleeping just fine, which I have found to be interesting because you, big Michigan fan, myself a big Michigan fan, but you wear your fandom on your sleeve, or I should say on your jacket and hat and key ring as you currently are dolphined down. You said you weren't going to be able to sleep. My good buddy Neelish, who has gone to – we graduated from college in 2012. He's been to – I'll say this. I'll do it the other way. He's only missed 4 Michigan games since then. So he's in the building every time. He was at Penn State the other day. He's always in the building.
Yeah, my boy Nate Lewis is like that.
So he said he's not going to be able to sleep.
Nope.
Marvin Harrison Jr. apparently putting his feet up and relaxing. Sipping a cold one before turning in for Saturday's matchup.
Okay. Well, I mean, he can say that if he wants to. That's cool. That's the cool thing to say and get your fans all behind it and all that good stuff. And I get it. I'm not going to hate on it, brother. I probably would have said the same damn thing. But everybody in this rivalry, listen, let me tell you something. First of all, this game's going to draw 14 million. Okay. The Penn State-Michigan game drew almost 10. So I know there's going to be way more people because you have all the Ohio State contingency watching. You have all the Harbaugh haters and all the Michigan haters and all the Ohio State haters and the Coach Day haters and stuff too.
Also,
just everybody.
And it's still like a family time. People aren't working.
No one's working. Everybody's sitting home having the last of the.
Except for us.
By Saturday morning, I think you've moved over at least to the turkey sandwich. I don't know if you should still be eating cranberry and collard greens and stuff. Just get rid of it and just move back onto your regular eating diet. But this game means so much for everybody. I won't give my answer away for your question of who's it mean, the most for. But, man, this thing's huge. It has so many implications. We already know everybody is of the same opinion. The winners in the college football playoff, right or wrong, right? I think we're all there, right? Because whoever plays Iowa in the Big Ten championship game, they're going to stomp them by 20, and you can't keep out the Big Ten undefeated champion that's already ranked in the top 3, whether it be Michigan or Ohio State. So that's on the line. National championship is on the line. Pride is on the line. Win 1001 for Team 144 is on the line. A win for Harbaugh is on the line. Day's job is on the line. There is so much on the line tomorrow morning. 9 o'clock for us here in L.A., 12 for everybody back east. For this game tomorrow, everybody's invested. It's been the talk of sports talk radio for the last 6 weeks was the sign stealing and this and that, and there's not been an opinion missed. And from Gottlieb here to Richard Cavino to us to Bayer to over on the TV side of FS1, everybody's talked about this. The great thing about tomorrow morning for me is when 9 o'clock hits, everybody has to now shut up and let the kids go out there and decide who's going to be able to talk trash and who's going to come up with a bunch of damn excuses. And you already know which way I'm leaning. I'm getting hyped just talking about this right now. So I'm going to throw it back to you for a second. I'm going to calm down. I got a cup of coffee here. I'm going to sip a little bit, get some caffeine in me. It's been a long week. But, yes, I probably won't sleep tonight. I'll go to the gym at about midnight, put a good 2-hour work in. By the time I come in, relax, hit the jacuzzi, shower, sit, and eat, it should be about 4 or 5 in the morning, cup of coffee. That'll take me to about 6 or 7, 5-hour energy at that point, and then I'll be up for the game.
That is I would just try to go to sleep.
Yeah, nope. I know you would, but I'm different. Like you said everybody on the last show. We're a little weird in radio, some more than others, and I'm a weird guy, but that's how I get down. That's how I'm gonna get down tonight.
To me, this game is part and parcel more important for Ohio State. If Ohio State loses this game, okay, that means you will have lost 3 in a row, and on the third one, you lost to the backup coach.
Yep. Didn't even have Harbaugh.
Okay? I'm not building in excuses for the game. I think Michigan should win. I think they should win regardless of where Jim Harbaugh is, honestly, after just watching the two teams play all season. But if Ohio State loses this game, the domino effect could be massive. You're talking about Ryan Day being aggressively linked to the Texas A&M job. Texas A&M, who fired Jimbo Fisher to a buyout of a tune of what?
$75 million.
$75 million
guaranteed $1 million.
So you can only imagine what the contract for the next coach will be.
Yep.
Ryan Day, whose biggest sin at Ohio State, for my dollar, is losing to Michigan the last 2 years.
By 20 plus both times.
You know how many career games Ryan Day has lost?
I think only like 4 or 5. Six. Okay, six.
Six games.
6.
6 games, and out of 62.
And 2 of them.
But think, 6 games out of 62 games.
Tells you how important it is.
And I'm not downplaying that, but I'm saying that's why. Look, if they lose this game, there will be calls.
He's gone.
To fire Ryan Day.
He's gone.
And I think a lot of people will be in on it.
Yeah.
A lot of Ohio State fans feel like it's unacceptable what they're looking at right now.
Yeah, it is though. The way you're getting it. Here's the thing. Here's even something more about this. You lose tomorrow. Did you change your signs? What now? What's the what happened?
That's the other thing.
What happened?
You can't go back to any of these prior. You want to go back to last year they had our signs. This year they had our signs. Look at C.J. Stroud. Look how well he's played in the NFL. If Michigan didn't have our signs, he would have played that well against Michigan. All right, that's all well and good. Ain't nobody stealing signs tomorrow.
Nope.
Connor Stallions won't be there. I'm sure he'll be watching on television.
Yep.
Just like Jim Harbaugh and me and the Big Vanilla Funny. Well, all 4 of us will be watching the game in the same way. Ohio State loses this game, Ryan Day is out of there.
And it's not just if they lose, Martin, it's how they're going to lose. I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it again today. Michigan by 10. Michigan by 10. They don't have a quarterback, guys. They have the best receiver in football. And in my opinion, they might got the best player in college football. I love Marvin Harrison Jr., but you still got to have a quarterback. McCord would have to play squeaky clean. But we know Michigan's defense don't let you play squeaky clean. We make you look inept. We make you look like you're bad because we got NFL studs all over our defense. Hello, you better check the scouting and see who's in the prediction for the draft coming up. A lot of those guys are on Michigan's defense. This is Georgia S-type defense 2 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. What do we rotate 9 defensive linemen? Nobody's playing more than 30 snaps a Sunday? Who's going to be tired? And in the big house? Come on, man. Michigan by 10 tomorrow. And Day, you're out of there. What's your excuses now, Ohio State?
I think Ryan Day, by this time next week, will be the head coach at Texas A&M.
I buy that, too. Now, he's out of there, period, anyway. But just the whole them setting up a firm down the street. And listen, I'm not even mad at that stuff. Ohio State people, listen, I don't care about that stuff. See, I'm not like you guys. I don't care if you set up a firm down. I like it. Yes, college football, baby. Rivalry. We want to see what you're doing. We're going to set up a PI firm down the block and try to get some dirt. I'm not mad at that because I get sports. I'm old school. And football, when I line up, it's still me against you. I don't give a damn if you know I'm about to turn the hand at the Martin. Stop him. Stop me. Yeah, it's going right here. It's going right here to the B gap. Stop it. You're not going to move all 11 guys right there, right? Okay. And you still can't do nothing about it. You didn't think Penn State knew they weren't going to run they weren't passing? They were going to run the football? At one point, we had 7 offensive linemen in the game. What the hell do you think we're going to do? And you still can do nothing about it. Oh, by the way, number 1 rush defense in the nation at that point, ladies and gentlemen. And they still could do nothing. Ohio State, you're getting your ass handed to you tomorrow, quite expeditiously.
And if that is the case, I think Jim Harbaugh's future is already written. I think he's coaching in the NFL next year.
He's gone regardless.
I think he's gone regardless. Especially with the specter of NCAA punishment coming down the pipe. I'm not buying it. I don't see Jim Harbaugh. I mean, if there's anything we've seen in this year of Jim Harbaugh dealing with the NCAA, he's not exactly going to go ahead and quietly into the night.
No.
Right? No. That's not the way it's going to go down.
No.
So, I think, look, you fire a guy like Ryan Day, 56-6 in his last 62 games as a head coach at Ohio State. You're opening yourself up. Look, Maybe you could get a Mike Vrabel. Maybe you could seduce him from Tennessee. Maybe you promote Brian Hartline.
Backwards from pros to college?
I think the job at Ohio State probably will definitely
pay
more.
There. He played there.
It will definitely pay more
there.
than Tennessee would. And then look at some of the moves that Tennessee has made in the last couple of years.
Oh, they're resetting everything. Derrick Henry's gone. Derrick Henry's out of there because I believe he's a free agent coming up.
But just outside of Derrick Henry, look at you committed to Ryan Tannehill. Meanwhile, you're drafting a quarterback in second and third round back-to-back years.
Two.
You have two different quarterbacks on the rookie deal, and I don't personally think either one of them could play or hasn't shown it yet. And then you've been the state of Florida for wide receivers. Everybody grows up somewhere and then they retire in Florida. Yep. It's like, Julio can go down there and DeAndre Hopkins can go down there.
DeAndre's had one good game.
Boca Raton, Nashville.
Yeah.
You look at some of that.
Fort Lauderdale, Nashville.
Right, Fort Lauderdale, Nashville. Right. So you look at that type of stuff, that type of back and forth. Shoot, I could see Mike Vrabel saying, "I want to go somewhere where I have total control."
That's an interesting. So Dion, Coach, and I think we both agree on this, but so Texas A&M Coach Prime's out on that. That's not going to be.
Listen,
he can't leave.
Not only can he not leave, the idea that he was going to Texas A&M in the first place is laughable.
Oh, okay.
Texas A&M, the 12th man, and all of that ROTC rigmarole is not going to be standard for. It ain't too hard to find. Or, hey, let's have Lil Baby and Moneybag Yo on the sidelines.
No, that's not.
It's not happening in College Station.
No,
okay?
No. And we all know why, but no.
It's not happening in College Station. And that's fine. It's not. But it's not going to happen. Like, that's a laugher.
I've heard the day Texas A&M stuff. I didn't know how much steam it had picked up, but coming from you, it feels like it's picked up. You really feel like it's picked up some steam, and it's happening. Now, if they win, you still think he's gone to Texas A&M?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Because look, you want to talk about somebody who is not
it makes sense. It makes sense.
Rodney Dangerfield, no respect.
Yeah.
It's Ryan Day from the Ohio State fan base.
Yeah.
You know what I would have did to get a coach 56-6 at Michigan?
But Ohio State does this. I don't know the number verbatim, but I know I'm close to it because I just remember this from my childhood. John Cooper, who was the Ohio State coach through most of the
couldn't beat Michigan.
He couldn't beat Michigan, but he was like 101 and 20 or 18 or 19 or something like that. But like 7 of those losses were against Michigan.
I'd say he was coach for 10 years and it was 2-8 versus Michigan.
Yeah, 2-8. He had like 8 of those losses were against Michigan, and he had games where they shouldn't have lost to Michigan. If you want to go back to the Ty Streets game, remember 13-7 up at the shoe, and Michigan only scored 1 touchdown that game and kicked 2 field goals, but it was a quick slant by Ty Streets on Sean Springs, former first-round draft pick for the Seattle Seahawks, and he just beat him on it, and there was no safety. It was like a 70-yard touchdown catch in like the second quarter. Michigan couldn't really do much that day, but they got the 13-7 win. That game and the Eddie George game, the year Eddie won the Heisman, he had a big day against Michigan, 100-something, almost 200 yards. But Tishamanga Biaka Batuka, try to say that 5 times fast, ran for 300-something yards against Ohio State and beat Ohio State. And that was like the doom of Coach Cooper there. So we've seen this with Ohio State. If you cannot beat Michigan, they will fire you. Period. And I don't have a problem with it because I believe that's how college football should be. If you're at Auburn, if you can't beat Alabama, you got to go. If you're at Florida and you can't beat Florida State or you can't beat Miami, you got to go.